We have joining us in the studio former Deputy Director, SSS, and Security Consultant, Dennis Amakri is here with us in the studio.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining
Assistant,
us.
sorry.
Yeah,
assistant. Not deputy, assistant. You know, it is when you get into the system, you understand the difference between assistant and deputy.
Yeah.
Out there, deputy and assistant is a lieutenant. You just know he's the next after the main one.
Almost, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it's okay, fine. It's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
there are lots of concerns. We remember recently the federal government deployed 1,000 strong force to Zamfara state. Yes. Nigerians were happy. And within a few days, we saw some appreciable, because there were some arrest and neutralization of some of the bandits.
Yes.
But it seemed to be taking a new dimension now with kidnapping and demanding for ransom.
Exactly. We've already said it before that for terrorism to strive, they must have some kind of funding. And this banditry and then kidnapping are all parts of financing terrorism. And I won't put it far away from what is happening in the Northeast. So it's something that we have to look at. We've isolated the fight against Boko Haram to the Northeast, but you know, elements of these people have actually trickled into the country, all the way to Zamfara and Nasarawa, where they are actually attacking people and rustling cattle, kidnapping people, asking for 100 million. That all tells you that you know, the terrorists are trying to raise some kind of funds.
We've been told many times that banditry it didn't just start now. In fact, it started way before terrorism started in the country. So would you say that it's metamorphosed into terrorism?
Yeah, there are many places all over the world where banditry is actually criminals, you know, that have metamorphosed into terrorists. You know, and the continuum is where the bandits will start to acquire some kind of ideological, either religious or political, and then of course, if there is a terrorist group existing in that area, try to accommodate them, because the terrorists also need the criminal activities to get some money.
Could there be a link between the Boko Haram terrorism going on in the Northeast and what is going on right now? We call them banditry in the Northwest.
Yes.
Or even herdsmen in the North Central. Could there be a link between all of
There is a link. That's what I just said. There is a link between them, because we see the ones inside the country, you know, operating in the ungoverned spaces where you don't have law enforcement to either check them, and then they go strike, collect their money. Where do you think they're taking all these monies to? So the link is right there, where these monies are one way or the other transmitted back to the terrorist group, where they use it for maintaining themselves and their cause.
Okay, now, someone said online that these communities are living in fear, of course, because they are somehow used to it. They've experienced this for many years, and they've come to learn that government might not effectively solve the problem for them. So somehow their loyalty even lies with the bandits than the government, because they know that at the end of the day is the bandits that would always control their area.
Like I said, it's the control of ungoverned space, you know, where the locals there, it's better for them to, you know, support the bandits so that they could save their lives.
or pledge some form of allegiance.
Exactly. So they have to do that. Now, government have to come in and then take control, change it from an ungoverned space to a defensible space, where you now have law enforcement or even the military acting and reassuring those people that they are safe. Otherwise, it goes to the militias. And how do you do that? You have vigilantes and all kinds of people, neighborhood watches that are there to support the police in governing these spaces.
All right, the Emir of Anka in Zamfara State, one of the places that's affected Alhaji Atahiru Ahmad has threatened to seek the intervention of the United Nations in what is going on there. If he goes on to do that, implyingly, would it look like a vote of no confidence in the government that is supposed to originally or primarily provide security for them?
Yes, like I said, you know, the primary responsibility of every government is to govern the space in that structure called Nigeria. And, you know, it can be reduced down to grids where every grid is taken care of. So if the government is unable to do that, you heard the president yesterday at the United Nations where he was asking for help, for support.
True. For
people to come and help in terrorism, fighting terrorism for Nigeria, and then, of course, repatriation of stolen money.
Funds.
So the emir is not out of line when he goes out, because if somebody is beating you and you felt that you don't have any help, you go
seek a higher one.
Yeah, seek a higher. Go to your father or grandfather and say, "He should help you." You